Byeong-gi, or Player 111, was a doctor that was involved in trafficking organs of eliminated players. During the games, he was recruited by a group of corrupt guards to perform surgeries on the deceased player and remove their organs, which the guards then sold to traffickers. In exchange, the guards provided Player 111 with extra food and information about the upcoming games, which would increase his chances of survival. This information was written to him on paper hidden in his food, which he later ate. Player 111 continues performing the surgeries for the corrupt guards, but the stress of the games and a lack of sleep make him increasingly paranoid. After the tug-of-war game ended, the guard told him they do not know what the next game will be. A furious Player 111 lashes out against the guards and unalive one before attempting to flee from them. He ran away and ends up in the Sugar Honeycombs game hall. He and one of the corrupt guards are then discovered by the front man, who says that he does not care at all about them selling organs on the black market. The front man was mad because they break the biggest rule of the game, which is player and guard are working together behind his back. The front man then unalived Player 111 and the corrupt guard, and later, their body was then hung as decorations over the stairs as a warning to other players to play fairly. Mi-nyeo, or Player 212, was a manipulative woman who constantly seeks allies to gain protection and advantages during the game, sticking with the group that will favor her the most. After learning the fatal nature of the games following red light, green light in the first round, she begs to be set free. But after learning about the 45.6 billion prize money, she votes to continue the competition. She claims that life outside is just as difficult and dangerous as it is in the games. Later on in the games, she assists Jang Deok-su during the second round game Sugar Honeycombs by passing him the lighter from her cigarette package, allowing him to melt through the honeycomb with his needle rather than cutting through it, which leads Deok-su to invite her into his team. Mi-nyeo and Deok-su have a brief relationship, but he later expels her from his gang after learning the third round game is tug-of-war and needs strong people. Mi-nyeo defects to Sung Ji-hun's team for the tug-of-war game, but afterward she has trouble finding new allies and is left without a partner for the fourth game. The other contestants believe she will be killed as a result, but to their surprise, she was spared and was able to participate in the fifth game, Glass Stepping Stones. During that round, she picked number 11, meaning she would be 11th to go on the glass bridge. In Glass Stepping Stones, she gets revenge against Deok-su for his betrayal by grabbing him around the waist and pulling them both off the bridge, causing both of them to fall to their deaths. Player 101, or Jang Deok-su, was a gangster and was heavy in debt. At some point in his life, Deok-su accumulates large gambling debts with loan sharks from the Philippines. Following the vote to end the games after the first round, he plots to infiltrate the games and steal the prize money, so he tries to assemble a crew outside. But his reputation is so badly damaged that he is unable to do so, and therefore he has no other choice but to return to the games. When the games begin, he recruits several members to his team. He starts a riot, leading to 27 players' deaths. At the marbles game, Deok-su teams up with Player 278. At first, they play guessing how many marbles in their hands. Player 278 starts winning a lot, but just as he's about to beat him, Deok-su challenges Player 278 into old-school marbles game. He ends up winning from a crazy stroke of luck, which causes Deok-su to blaringly cheer. Deok-su survives until the Glass Stepping Stones game, until he meets Mi-nyeo, who feels betrayed because she was rejected from joining his team at tug-of-war game. As revenge, she later grabbing Deok-su around the waist and pulls them both off the bridge, causing them to fall to their deaths. Ji-yeing, also known as Player 240, was a contestant who forms a close connection with Kang Sae-byeok. Ji-yeing has a rather laid-back, unbothered personality despite the intensity of her current surrounding, and not very easily intimidated. At the marbles game, Sae-byeok and Ji-yeing decide to pair up for the game. Neither of them wants to participate in the game, so they spend the next 30 minutes talking to each other. As the game's timer starts running out, Sae-byeok and Ji-yeing play the game. They decide that whoever throws the marble closest to the wall near them wins. Sae-byeok throws her marble, and it lands reasonably close to the wall, but to her immense shock, Ji-yeing simply drops her marble, allowing her to win. When Sae-byeok angrily confronts her, Ji-yeing explains that ever since they started opening up to each other, she realized that she had nothing left to fight for in the outside world, while Sae-byeok still had a reason to live, and tearfully requests for Sae-byeok to live her life to the fullest if she is ever able to leave alive. As Sae-byeok is led away, Ji-yeing calls out to her one last time, and emotionally expresses her gratitude towards Sae-byeok for playing the game with her before getting shot dead. Abdul, also known as Player 199, entered the Squid Game to financially support his family after his boss refused to pay him for months. Ali is a polite and grateful man who is risking his life by saving Song Ji-han in red light green light, even if it would mean death for someone he barely knew. He would also repeatedly thank others for doing him small favors, such as Sang-woo lending him his phone and paying for his bus fare. At the marbles game, Ali was paired up with Sang-woo, the man he trusted the most. He quickly ends up winning every round, even though he's never played the game before. Sang-woo kneels and convinces Ali with a plan to outsmart the system, so that they'll both make it out of the game alive. Sang-woo insists they should split up to observe the other players and meet up again with 3 minutes left in the game. Sang-woo takes Ali's sack of marbles to make him a cloth necklace out of fabric from his shirt, which he tells Ali will make it easier for him to carry the bag and keep it safe from other players. With no reason to believe Sang-woo would betray him so far, Ali agrees to Sang-woo's plan. Unfortunately for Ali, Sang-woo replaced his marbles with rocks. Sang-woo turns in the bag of marbles he stole from Ali, securing his safety. Ali desperately searched for his partner and called out his name. In a moment of realization, he discovered that Sang-woo was betraying him all along. Kang Sae-byeok, also known as Player 067, was a North Korean defector who agreed to enter the Squid Game to bring her mother to South Korea and get her brother out of the shelter. She is very stoic and usually barely expresses emotions. In Glass Stepping Game, she is impaled by a large shard of glass from when the bridge exploded. She painfully removes the glass shard from her abdomen and quickly tears off her shirt to wrap it around the wound to prevent further bleeding. The 3 finalists are given a nice steak dinner in the lobby as a prize for having come this far. After the meal, workers clean the table and leave the players steak knives. The players keep the knives and go to their beds. Sae-byeok slumps over in her bed and uncovers her wound, which is bleeding profusely. Ji-han quickly runs to the door and begs for help. The doors finally open and the lights turn on, but instead of help, the workers walk past Ji-han, carrying a coffin. Ji-han turns around and sees Sang-woo covered in blood near Sae-byeok's bed. Ji-han runs over to a lifeless Sae-byeok and cradles her in his arms, before discovering a stab wound in her neck, realizing that Sang-woo had unalived her with the knife in his hand. Cho Sang-woo, also known as Player 218, was one of the 2 players to make it into the final round of the competition, along with Song Ji-hyun. Sang-woo went to the prestigious Seoul National University and became a successful investment banker, but got in heavy debt after failing in his investments. This led to him participating in the Squid Games. He is an extremely bright person and capable of quickly figuring out solutions to problems, even in extremely stressful and life-threatening situations. However, to ensure his own survival, he became more ruthless as the games progressed. Sang-woo resorted to manipulation to win the marbles game, betraying Ali and leaving him to die. Sang-woo's murder of Sae-byeok makes Ji-han furious, leading the 2 friends to a mortal confrontation during the Squid Game. Despite caring about Ji-han, in the final game, Sang-woo is willing even to kill his friend to win. However, upon being beaten, Sang-woo recognizes his defeat. He is touched when Ji-han attempts to stop the games to save him. Sang-woo ultimately apologizes to Ji-han before rejecting his offer, instead choosing to kill himself out of remorse for his actions and to allow his friend to win and take the prize money. Oh Il-nam, also known as Player 001, was the creator and host of the Squid Games. Il-nam was diagnosed with a brain tumor and had not very long left to live. Wanting to relive his childhood memories before his death, Il-nam believed he would have more fun playing the Squid Game rather than watching it. Il-nam participated in game nearing the end of his life and genuinely enjoyed playing it. During the game, he befriended Ji-han and became his friend. Ji-han was probably the first genuine friend Il-nam had in a long time, and because of this, Il-nam enjoyed playing with him. 1 year after Ji-han wins the Squid Game, he invited him over. He reveals his role as the creator and host of the Squid Games. He created the games as a source of amusement for other very wealthy people who would bet on the outcomes and survivors of the games. With his final words, Il-nam reveals the reason he let Ji-han live is because he genuinely enjoyed playing with him during the games, noting it had been such a long time since he'd had that much fun. And Il-nam actually dies moments later.